Hey everybody, this is Mickey Papillon for thecellphonejunkie.com, and today we're taking a look at the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 for AT&T. The Xperia has an 8.1 megapixel camera, probably one of the shining features of the device, plus a 4-inch high-resolution touchscreen, though it is running Android 1.6. That's Donut. That's an operating system that has been surpassed not only by Android 2.0, 2.1, and 2.2, so it may be falling down a little bit on the software side. So let's take a look at what you get with the device. Obviously, you've got your standards. You've got your USB cable and an AC adapter here to plug that into. You also have some various user guides, and in here is the phone itself. Let's get this out of the way. So there's the phone itself. It's a mono slab, like I said, 4-inch screen on it, high resolution. There's that camera on the back. That's an 8.1 megapixel camera. And we're going to get this baby fired up and see what it's like. And the startup process has completed, so let's take a look around the device here. Obviously on the front, you've got your speaker right here, 3 buttons on the bottom. You've got a menu button, a home button, and a back button. On the bottom of the device, you have a port here for where the microphone is actually inside there. So it is on the bottom, and you'll hear during some of the test calls that we make, the quality is not that great. So unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with some subpar quality. On the left side of the device, it looks like you have nothing, but actually right here you've got a cutout in the back battery cover. That is for the speaker. The speaker is underneath the back battery cover, and so the sound will come out of there. On the top, you have your power button, 3.5mm headphone jack, and a micro USB port. Now the nice thing about this is there is a cover on it, so you keep dirt and lint out of there. So there's your micro USB, covered by that. On the right side, your volume rocker buttons, as well as you can see there's a little magnifying glass there. So this is for plus and minus for zooming in and out on web pages as well, and a camera button right there. The back side of the device is the 8.1 megapixel camera with LED flash. Now this is, I'll just call it the Tupperware style back cover, so you got to wedge your fingernail under there and get that one open. So there's the battery. It's a lithium polymer battery. This is 1500 milliamp hours, and in order to get anything out of the phone, you have to actually pull the battery out. And here's your micro SD card right there, and your SIM card right there. So that's how you will get both of those there. So the device itself is, like I said, at the beginning, a 4-inch screen, and overall it feels very nice. I mean, it's definitely sleek, and you're going to enjoy using this one. The only downside of the form factor that I would say is the corners are a tad on the sharp side. So while you've got rounded edges, these corners themselves are a little bit pointy there, but should not be a big deal. Taking a look at the software of the device, we'll hit the power button on the top, and then it has a curved slide to unlock option right here. So the phone has the same type of interface here as what you find on Android, where you've got 3 home screens that are relatively customizable. You can add shortcuts and widgets and folders and the norm there. One thing to notice too is as I hit the bottom button there, you've got 2 LEDs that light up in between the buttons. That happens whenever you hit them. You have a couple of things here that are going on. Android 1.6, again, this is the version that is shipping on the device. They're saying that there's going to be an update to Android 2.1 coming down the line here sometime in late 2010, but we still have no idea when that's going to happen. On top of 1.6, you've got the Sony proprietary UIs of Timescape and Mediascape. Well, when you go into Timescape, you're going to see an S-shaped pattern here of all of my contacts that I can scroll through, and that is for right now the entire list of everything all in one. I can sort those out by missed calls. I can also then go into messages. This is for emails. Over into photos, you can see the photos that I've taken, and so on, Twitter, Facebook, and also music there as well. These are all recent, starting from the most recent going down to the oldest. So if I were to go to Twitter, these are ones that are very recent, and then all the way down to stuff that's, I mean, it'll just keep going and going. These are from just a couple hours ago. But obviously, if you're someone that's using social media on a regular basis, this is going to either be something that you like or something that you turn off and never use. On the Mediascape side, you will see that it does essentially the same thing, but just with the media that you have. So these are the photos recently viewed and recently taken, also favorites. You'll notice that I am on the Photos tab. If I go over to video, I do not have any video, but you could see some of the stock stuff that's on there. I have not taken any video myself. And on the music side, there's the songs that the most recently played and whatnot. So the experience is okay. I got a little confused when I first opened it up. I immediately slid it up like this and started going, looking for photos, looking for music, looking for videos. Did not see it and had to take a step back to note that I had to go into Mediascape to do that. The dialer itself is, I'll just say, fine if you're just calling in here to dial a phone number. If you're wanting to dial a contact, let's just go to our call log here, and I had called the Cell Phone Junkie voicemail number there. So you click on it, and then I want to say call again, and then it'll finally call it. So a couple of steps when you think that you're in the dialer, and it shouldn't, you shouldn't need to make a couple of steps. I will say if you're in a contact, I tried this before I cleared it out, and when I did so, it requires multiple clicks once you go into the contact to place the call. So a tad annoying on that front. However, overall, I would say that the software itself functions very nicely. The 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor is definitely very nice to have in it. You can see here on this page a widget for your web browser. I've got some recent pages here that I've gone to, including the Cell Phone Junkie and also the AT&T home screen. It'll show you the most visited, and then if you go to history, it will show you the history of pages that you've seen. So I was at Twitter, I was over at Android Central, and also on the Boy Genius. So you can see through the different things that you've looked at recently. So that's the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10. That's an overview, kind of showing you both the hardware and a little bit of the software of what you can expect with this device. Overall, with a Snapdragon processor, 8.1 megapixel camera, and a very sleek design, the hardware itself is very nice, but with the Android 1.6 and the Timescape Mediascape user interfaces, as well as a little wonkiness in there, it's a little bit difficult to recommend when you've got devices such as the Samsung Captivate available for just $50 more on the same network. So this is Mickey Papillon again for the cellphonejunkie.com in our overview of the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10.